So nobody's not gonna do nothing about these Philly niggas. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck where you from. Do something about these Philly niggas, man. We need to put a stop to these niggas, man.
You know, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, no. AOBL, what up, my nigga? Born legends. Yeah, I know how we come. Solid nigga, but the flow fluid. The game got me like fucking, it ain't nothing to it. No shirt in the tux like I'm Butch Lewis. Whole time I went through it, I was getting to it. Couldn't say you did it and you didn't do it. And if he ever did it, niggas made him do it. From the bottom, all we know is the block. Go hard, we don't know when to stop. Remember F had coke, had dope, had blow on the block. Who knew he'd get killed by the cops? Shit wild from where niggas is catching bodies. Still a child with no money going to running in your trial.
We're talking about tactics. Not a game, not a game, not a game.
I'm from a city like your city, my nigga. It's a war zone. Women getting shot more than niggas keep your daughter home. Of course we got killers here. Of course we got haters here. But you got some thorough niggas and you got some players here. You got broke niggas and you got niggas with paper here. I represent for them decent niggas. Yeah, let's represent. Anti-corny nigga, anti-lame nigga. You like to get money and pussy? We the same nigga. Stay in your lane and out the way. I can bang with you. Lying and dick and pillow talk. I can hang with you. 58th and Greenway. Home and I aim. Southwest legend. Rest in peace. Long live the king. I'm sorry.
Now when you slide by, don't be looking like that. We catch the wrong vibe, should be coming right back. Drop it in the pot, it should be jumping right back. Y'all cooking it wrong, we don't whip our chummies like that. Now youngin' running around with a ladder. He worried about shit that don't matter. He got put down and that was mama selling platters. Hope I don't die in a game like Hank Gathers. Let's go. I mean, shit real here, but I'm still here. Niggas got killed here. Shit, Meek made his first meal here. I pull quick, extra in the full clip. Automatic too, shit. I'm on some old no Philly bullshit.
I'm so Philly, know I mean it when I say that shit. From where they want you did, it's nothing, they okay that shit. It's so real, I put my trust into a K that spit. It's so real, I might die, lay that shit. Get down and lay down, yeah, we ain't play that shit. And you can ask Aaron Jones and he'll say that shit. From where you get it soft and hardy like I want mine cooked. When I die, I'ma be a legend, just like One-Eyed Butch. They knocking bitches off, they ain't fucking them, man, they slugging them. Show up to the funeral, see they mom and they hugging them. From where shorty know he a rat, she still fuck with him. And you held accountable cause I told you what's up with him. Yeah, I'm so Philly like the steak in the pretzel. From where the cops do what they want cause they think that they special. Brother died up the street and getting paid to protect you. That's why I never call the cops, I go to play and they blitz.
Breaking news with several officers shot, the scene unfolding this evening. A hostage standoff in Philadelphia.
I be strapped with a shotty. Before I leave, my sisters gotta tell her watch your body. These females get killed. They killing for a hobby. I'm from where they turn the dice into a robbery. And your cousin got life. And after 3 bodies, your man turned to a mic. And he taking care of bitches' bills, paying all their life. But when you go to jail, they don't even send a kite. I'm so Philly. Shit, the ops try to kill me. The clips full of ball heads, I walk around with Gilly. I'm so Philly. Shit, the cops probably kill me. Gotta watch my friends, my own blood probably kill me. It used to be perks, now it's dope, now it's dope. He hang with a millionaire and he broke. He ran down on the op and he choked. With the jump out on the block, he got poked.
Sean Smith, look. Free my nigga Chief, he got booked with the wrong ratchet. We be in them trenches, ain't talking them long jackets. I plan to stop planning and dump in the quickest speed. I stand in Titanic, I suffered in bigger seas. I damage, not panic, I'm cut from a different breed. The cannon like salmon, they come with a lemon squeeze. Niggas scared to rumble, they dying to pop at you. Small niggas ride, inspired to cop ganks and fire, but not grapple. Whoever bigger than you get rocked. Like David, go live, the cops back you. It's sad to believe, niggas play with the rockets, they come through and handle the match with G.
One by one, I'm knocking out.
I'm so Philly, I'ma kill his beat 2 times. First shot killed him, but they shot that boy 2 times, a few times. From a city where they love to hate you. The only thing we all got in common is probation. I'm so Philly, so you know I don't explain myself. They couldn't find a shooter, so they shot the boy behind.
room, you blame it on the boys you hanging with. I'm so Philly, I ain't down but made the big screen. Niggas get L's at 16, ain't talking with things. I'm so hot, I ain't lying, I'm the real thing. Before my op killed me, probably access to the 16.
I said, bitch, I'm so Philly where the enemies dwell. Anything you need to know, I bet they energy tell. I'm so Philly if a nigga wanna send me to hell. You had to put a crack inside my Liberty Bell. But I don't Philly where we put one on the same block. Grind down the raindrop, Percocets, over the pain stain. 2 arms out on the niggas like a tank top. Smoke out a sofa, hit that glass just like a bank shot. If you got that rock, then they might turn you into state cop.
PHILLY, Northwest, Southwest, Southwest.
The real Philly, I'm the epitome. This don't talk, then you niggas better consider me. 20 hot summers, I gave the city humidity. And bells to the side where my sweet letter liberty. Fortune, I'm the one the streets banking on. Rose AP look like the coins ain't blinking on. Violate, reevaluate, what you thinking on? Kill the cold blood, fucking shit, you need to blink it on. I'm from where niggas get on and they don't reach back. Guess you gotta be born solid, they don't teach that. Cold cowards, I been peep that. Couple real niggas went through, so you can't sneak that. It's Philly first, everybody. I don't wanna choose with them. I hop through trucks in they buildings just like Snoop shit them. 130 project niggas coming to shoot with them. Giving out calls for the compliment of your suits with them.
It's the legend coming to you live from the jungle, the 215. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing tonight? My opinion, man, mine's, I see what's going on. So, yeah. Happy belated Father's Day. I know the fathers enjoyed this, so I hope they did. Father's Day ain't celebrated like, because me, I celebrate my father. Like I celebrate my father on Father's Day. You know what I mean? I do what he do, you know. But yeah, we're gonna get into it tonight. Justified, but not by the law. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the boy Manny, Sin City Manny. Was Sin City Manny justifiable in this situation? Now I'm gonna give you my perspective on the situation, but first we're gonna get into what he's looking at, what happened. So he's been charged with a capital crime. You know, there's degrees in when somebody commits a homicide, there's degrees to that. So he's been charged with a capital. So that means he's looking at either the death penalty or life in prison, right? Because we know second degree, which he don't qualify for because that's a homicide in the commission of a felony, like a robbery or a RISI or something else, and you buy somebody. And then you got the third degree. Well, these are Pennsylvania, so then you got third degree, you know, where, you know what I'm saying, we might have just got busy on each other, reacted, you know. And you got, you know, manslaughter, where, you know, like I might punch you in your face and hit you on your head on the ground, and manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, you know, accidental type joints, stuff like that. So yeah, but what Manny is looking at is, because I see he requested to get him his own private attorney, which is in his best interest, you know, because you can't really fight no capital case with no hey keeper, how you doing? You can't really fight no capital case with a coin, because he's not going to get a public defender in a felony case like that. Courts will appoint him a lawyer, but I'd rather get me a private lawyer for any type of case like that, right? So now we know, like, dude was making nice money on here on YouTube. It's alleged that, you know, Manny lost, he made 100,000 last year on one of his pages, you know what I'm saying? And he was known to be a real, you know, funny guy, you know, a likable guy, you know, in the his little YouTube community and whatnot, you know. the incident he got into was alleged to be a long-standing YouTube feud. Now we know how these YouTube feuds go. Yeah, street performer. Hey, Redbone, how you doing? Good to see you. At work, go ahead, get them dollars, them new money, gifted cartoons and dolls. What's up? How you doing? So we know Manny's whole life revolved around YouTube. That they said that was his life. You know, everything he did was about his channel, about performing for the channel, about entertaining people for the channel. Now, he got into this feud with this guy, Finney the Legend, and his wife, right? But there's other players involved in that. Hey, T Pre, how you doing? There's a lot of other players involved in that because they had an incident where they went to Vegas and the guy was out there performing and it's on camera and everybody's seen it. And the wife approached him and they had a little altercation. Now, from what I'm gathering, there's another guy there. It's another guy who's a major player in this thing. He goes by the name of D Ware. He's like a financier. He was an ex football player. They say ex pro football player. So he throws a lot of money around in the what they little space, you know. And he was on the side of, I think he was a supporter of Manny at one time, and then he crossed over and began to support Finney and his people, and they were beefing with Manny. And you know, I guess when they got to Vegas, and she was intoxicated, and the D Ware guy was there also, and him and Finney, they said the guy Finney who he wasn't about that. He wasn't about that. He wasn't no tough guy and none of that. He wasn't about that kind of life. He was just a YouTuber, and so his wife, she approached the guy Manny over another YouTuber who happened to be a female who Manny had dragged. That we gonna say dragged. So Manny dragged a female YouTuber by the name of Sarah. So Bubbly, who's Finney's wife, decided to approach Manny when they got to Vegas. And that's how she got pepper sprayed. That was the reason why she got pepper sprayed. It had nothing to do with their incident. She was going at Manny about another YouTuber, and they said that she was intoxicated, right? So they go back to their respective homes. And you know, Finney, Manny's from Vegas area, right? He's from there. So they striking his page. Mikey, they're striking his page. He's losing money, he's losing subs. And it's alleged that he made a statement that he would hurt himself. You know what I'm saying? So we also know that his life revolved around YouTube. Finney is said to have been just a big old T. Right. He wasn't, nice guy. You know what I'm saying? His wife was the one who was bubbly, as the name, hence the name. You know what I'm saying? So she was the one more, out there. So they get back, they trolling him and they agitating him, I'm saying an unstable minded individual, you know what I'm saying? So they agitating him and he letting them know, like, I'm not playing with you people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. I'm losing money. I'm losing my, they could have been taking 100,000 a year to no longer have that. Yeah, that'll make you break an arm, I think, But anyway, so they called the police about, I think they made a police report about the pepper spray incident, right? So now, right, we get back to the online back and forth. So they steady going back and forth online, and he's steady losing in this battle because, they got people with the money over there supporting them now. And, they decide they're going to go back to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm looking at it from, my standpoint. Everything is coming from my standpoint, my opinion, and all that. So, I'm just thinking, right? If I'm playing like that, if I plan on going back to Vegas, I know he watched me, I'm watching him. So when he was riding around talking about how he was looking for me and we didn't check in with him, like, yo, I would have been a little bit more on point, I know you can't beat no bullets or none of that. So his intentions was to do bodily harm because he came with the Rizzy. You know what I'm saying? So he came to do bodily harm, the level of agitation and the level of amount of money I can't get into what he lost to make him say it's on and popping all the way. I don't know that. I haven't been pushed to that point in my life, you know what I'm saying, where I had to retaliate for something like that. But I'm like, yo, if I live in a city, right? If you trolling me and you agitating me and you come to my city, right? I'm using me an example. Like, it's no reason for in my city. There's no reason for me, and I'm gonna use the guys that I've been who be using my name in their mouth, who think they got a beef with me. It would be no reason for me to have to shoot any of them. I could beat them all with my hands. And that's what I always said I would do to a guy. I would drag him up and down the street, beat him up, make him get butt naked, and drag him around my city. It would no be reason for me to shoot a guy in my city, because one thing I know, you can travel from state to state with your weapon. You can do that, but you gotta check in when you get there. Like you might have to re-register your gun in the next state that you in. You just can't go around, because I hear people say, "Oh, I'm open carry." Yeah, open carry don't mean that you can dump your joint just because you got it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even think a lot of people should have gun license, because guns make people think they got some power. Gun don't give you no power. I'm gonna tell you that from the rip. But I think Manny should have beat him up, you know what I'm saying? Or at least, because they was there for YouTube. They were there YouTubing, you know what I'm saying? And that was a mistake, you know what I mean? Because you can't think that everybody else is YouTubing like you. You see everybody else dragging somebody and agitating a person and doxing. They was doxing, putting his family history out there and all that kind of stuff. Like, yo, yeah, it's a limit to how far people going to keep going with that before they take and retaliate in that manner. You know what I'm saying? And me looking at it that way, like I always say, you could justify anything you want. You know what I'm saying? And you could justify a motherfucker agitating you, coming to your city and you knocking their head off. I get it. Is it right? That's the law. Now we talking the law. It's not right in the eyes of the law. You know what I mean? But you keep fucking with a nigga or somebody and they can't take it no more, and that's their last resort. Yeah. That's what you get. That's what your hand called for playing with people in your reality, which is the YouTube. This is not everybody's reality. You know what I'm saying? This is not everybody's reality. And it's so much so that people play so much to the point where y'all don't even know that everybody in your family don't play on YouTube. You might be lining your family member up for something that they have no idea what's going on just because you want to play with a person. You see how far Manny took it? It's niggas that'd take it the extra length. It's because y'all didn't believe, a lot of people didn't believe that would happen. You know what I'm saying? That's minor. Niggas get shot every day, B. Yeah, that's minor compared to what somebody could get massacred and you don't even know it because you on YouTube playing. You know what I'm saying? Because you on YouTube playing. I don't get it, but I do get it. I do get it. I do get the last resort. You know what I mean? I do get the last resort, you know? This D Ware guy, that Sarah lady, and a whole host of other people are going to be in Vegas for this trial. You know what I mean? Some people might be culpable far as pushing and instigating, because all that come out in trial. Because if I can't tell you nothing, I can definitely tell you about fighting murder cases. I can tell you about that. Yeah. And he's in for a big fight because he's trying to say self-defense. There was no self-defense because you didn't give anybody a chance to defend themselves. You were also premeditated in your actions driving around in that car. Those are all premeditated actions. You know, I'm looking for you and, you know, you ain't called. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? But this guy, D Ware, who was financing the money and instigating it and doing a lot of the behind the scenes doxing, because that had a lot to play with it too, that doxing shit, you know? And that's another thing. See, I don't know about other people, and that's why I can only use me an example in my city. You know what I mean? I don't really want, I don't want no beefs in my city because it's not going to turn out right. Somebody gonna get hurt, and 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna be me. That's just a fact in this city. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have to I don't if I was I could catch a person in my city and I'll montumbo you. I'll wave a finger and have somebody do it for me. Like, I don't even have to move that way. So that's why I never would have to boom a nigga in my city. You know what I mean? Because I know, for one, with the even through all the doxing, ain't no, they just doxed to try to humiliate that man. They humiliated that man. And you know, they must have been, you only get humiliated when, you know, they must have hit some truths on him because they was all in his shit. They all in his wife's stuff. They all in their children. And then they all got children. They all got, we forget everything when we on here in this fake YouTube reality. Forget all about that. You got children and you on here saying what you going to do to somebody, and you know, making all these disparaging remarks, and you doing all this and thinking nothing's gonna happen to you. You think you could just go to that person's city and post up on the strip and just do another live and then leave and go drag him again? That man wasn't having that. That man wasn't having that. Oh, no. But you obviously wasn't thinking in the right capacity. I think the man had some mental, I think he had little mental issues. You know what I mean? I think he was a little mental, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he could have handled it different. What's up, Slum? What's up, Snoop? What's going on? He could have handled that situation totally different, being as though he was in his city. Like, go get your homies and trash that nigga real quick. Like, you know what I mean? You ain't had to do that to him. You know what I'm saying? If you know, so obviously that's another indicator that tells me, like, these guys were really YouTubers. They weren't street guys. This guy was a family man. Finney and his wife Bubbly, they were family oriented. They just were YouTubers who played too much and didn't work. They wasn't, because you know, 9 times out of 10, like, you might get popped by my wife, like, because you know, I'm the one who's moving around. She the one always in the cut looking at everything. So you gotta be mindful, you know. But like, people get on, that's why I be saying you gotta be able to separate the two. Don't make this your reality and think that all the threats that you made to somebody that it'll never be answered. You got to always keep in mind the fact that you could be the next Finney and Bubbly if that's the way you operating on. I am not saying that for everybody, because everybody's not on here to just put people in a miserable state they in, because most of that be some miserable shit. You gotta be. I don't think those were miserable people. What's up, Carrie? I don't think they were miserable people. I just think that they didn't understand the ramifications of what they were involved in, far as doxing this man and the mental stability of this man. So you don't know all these things through these screens. You don't know if a dude is a raging lunatic. Right, Brad, just waiting, to find your cousin or your sister's husband or anybody in your family, not you. Because I think that's worse for somebody to have to grieve at the hands of something they did, and a person that it got done to had no idea it was coming. That's worse. Yeah, and there's people out here that they got other levels to this game. You know what I'm saying? Peace. It's other levels to this game. You know what I mean? Definitely other levels to this game, especially when you on here, you a tough guy on here, but that's not what you really are. You're not no tough guy. You probably never had fist fights growing up. You're just a regular guy, but you let this fake YouTube reality pump your head up. You got all these supporters now, and you calling them fans now, and everybody's a groupie, and you the man now. That was Finney and his wife. That's what they had become. But I don't think they did that on their own. This guy, y'all got to look at this guy, D. Ware. He had a lot to play in this whole spectrum and this whole thing, man. Behind the scenes, giving people money, playing both sides of the fence, doxing, all that. You know what I'm saying? He was even in Vegas when Sis got sprayed in the face. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for dude or his goofy wife. Wow, Carrie, you're so harsh. I feel sorry for those children. You know what I mean? I can't, if you're playing, if this is the game you're playing, what's up, Truth? If this is the game you're playing on YouTube, then it's justified if something like this happened to you. That's what I'm saying. Now, the law may not justify you. You're going to have to deal with the law. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be ready and to deal with your penalty and consequence for your actions. So if you're man enough to continue to do that type of stuff, just be man enough to handle what comes with it. That's it. You know what I mean? But from my perspective, I would never go to another person's city looking for smoke. Okay? That's out the question. For one, I ain't been moved that way. Nobody has moved me to a point where I would want to go to their city and do something to them. But on the other side, can't none of these niggas ever come to my city and do nothing, not even look at the Liberty Bell without getting drugged. And I mean physically. Popping a nigga, they not worth going to jail. These niggas ain't worth a jail cell. I'm telling you. Ain't a nigga on here worth a jail cell. None of them. None of them. They barely living now. These niggas is half dead, mentally fucked up, physically fucked up. That's why they whole reality be this YouTube shit. That's why they'll become a statistic off some dumbass YouTube shit. Yeah. Yeah, and then get behind them joints and probably hang theyself. Get up behind them walls and hang theyself. If that dude ain't had no medication, he ain't been to sleep. If Manny ain't had no medication while he been locked up, he ain't been asleep, man. Cause that situation Every time he closed his eyes, it flashed in front of his face. He shot board. Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's up, Hanlon? How you doing, bro? He shot board twice in the Bizak and in his head. He shot Sis in the back twice in the head. Like, yo. I don't know about all the blacking out. He blacked out. He probably lost. Nah, he knew exactly because he walked past. You know what I mean? He walked past. I mean, look, if you that pussy, right? Baseball bat him. Like, you could have they are in your city. Like, it should be no reason why you would have to pull a gun on somebody in your own town, in your backyard. You know what I mean? This is no reason, you know, and that's why I say play in your own sandbox. Go play in that sandbox over there. You know what I mean? Because there's people that's really out here that will hurt you about some stuff on YouTube, especially you messing with their family. Y'all ain't got no pics. Y'all do family, y'all do kids, y'all do dead folk, y'all do anything. Y'all don't care. So don't be, oh, that happened to him. Oh, keeping it playing, got his head blew off because he was on YouTube playing around. Yeah, that stuff can happen to these guys. That stuff can actually happen, you know? Oh, something happened to his son, you know? Something happened to his son, baby mom. Like, yeah. Boy, was a cold dude for that twist. Definitely. Rhyming to the turkey time, Hanlon. What kind of stuff is that? Like, how do you go somewhere nonchalant, knowing you done been disrespecting this man? You done pulled out his Section 8, you know, and you done pulled out all his wife's alleged discretions and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna come to YouTube, you're gonna come to my city and go live. Come on now. You either got to be living in a fantasy, which is your YouTube reality, or you just don't, you know, you just out here, you think everything's a joke. And Bubbly was she seemed to be the type who didn't take things that serious. Because even when she got sprayed and she didn't take it like, you know, I was a little drunk, I was tipsy, you know what I mean? She was on that type time, you know? So they didn't take that man serious, bro. And always take a person with a mental illness seriously when they talk about, because they'll harm if a person say they harm themselves, come on now. I mean, what does it take for a person these days? And I get it because we so desensitized by violence and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, and we so nonchalant, and YouTube got everybody thinking that they, you know, Bruiser Brody and can't nothing happen to him and shit, right? So people, I guess that's the reason why we move like that. I ain't gonna say I would say, you know, some of those on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I mean, he should have kept his mouth shut. He shouldn't even have tried to use no people get scorched earth on the worst. Like, you should not make it. Some of them talk too much. They think it's, I don't get that. Like, you know, I can see if you know, really was about that, and you're something in your, you know, says that you really about that. You know what I mean? When he said he heard himself, I'm done. When he said, you know, he had a mental illness, I'm done. I'm not playing with a nigga with no mental illness. They're unstable. That means they're unpredictable. That means at any given time they liable to fall off the deep end. You know, and like they say, you know, a person like that will do more harm to you than they did himself. He done more harm to a whole, not only his family, another family. people have 4 kids, right? 4 kids. All because of YouTube. They ain't got no more parents. Over some YouTube. And that's like, oh, some YouTube shit? Nah, that shit wasn't no YouTube shit. He told them it wasn't. That's why I was in Vegas on the strip. That wasn't YouTube. See, they were playing YouTube, going live, trying to get some clicks and views. He was clicking that thing. Different kind of click, right? It's a different kind of click. You know, but a lot of it be like, I think jealousy breeds cowardice. Is that a word? Cowardism? Is that a word, y'all? Cowardism? It's my word. That's what jealousy breeds, you know. These niggas be cowards, and you know what I mean? They just gonna run their mouth. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna run their mouth and then until it get real. Cowardice. That's a word, Carrie? You a wordsmith. That's my word. I make up words. Yeah, all the time. But I think jealousy breeds that, you know. I think the guy D Ware was the jealous one in this whole play. I think he was jealous of the boy Manny, and he pumped the boy Finney hard up. He put a battery in that boy back. You know what I'm saying? Where you see how that nigga get batteries in their back? You know what I mean? That's the one who gonna crash out or get murked. The one with the battery in his back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Facts. It ain't always about a war. Yeah, everybody ain't to be, you know, the fight ain't for everybody. That's how you see these dudes, they you know, like a girl fight, scratching and, you know, scratching and kicking. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, that's what they do. Because in real time, they don't put themselves in the positions to become, you know what I mean? They would never do and say the things that they say on the internet. Quiet as a church mouse when they walk the streets of their neighborhoods and stuff. If they even go outside to get any of that sunlight. Because you got to be a motherfucking dedicated YouTuber in order to get to a point where we gon' yeah. Don't get out their way to there's no need. Nope. Because most times, right, everybody already know who's who. You know what I'm saying? And that be the problem. Like, motherfuckers don't know who the fuck these niggas be on here. These motherfuckers be perpetrating so many frauds and shit. You know, you know what I mean? From motherfucker go from a reverend to a motherfucking they all kinds of shit out here, but not who they really are. You know what I mean? So you never know what you getting. Dude that got murked know that Manny dude was going to be out there, or was it a pop-up? I mean, it that's his city. If you're disrespecting somebody, you think you that bad you can go in their city and go live without nothing happening to you? You that bad and bold, or you that on point? It's either one or the other. You either looking for the smoke, or you just on some YouTube shit and don't know what you got yourself into, being a dickhead troll. That trolling shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it was a pop-up, but I know that's his city. He from Vegas. They popped up out there. They should have been more prepared. You know what I mean? They should have definitely been more prepared, knowing how they have harassed that man, knowing how they have been agitating that man to the point where he lost 100,000 on a page. What? What? Talking about his name and all kind of disparaging way, dragging his wife. My thing is, why bring your wife who thinks shit is that sweet? Yeah, I can feel sorry. Well, actually, um, uh, by the looks of the relationship, and this is just me, she was the one. Like, let's move. Like, she moved on her time. She didn't move on his time. He was the soft-spoken teddy bear of the relationship. She was the rambunctious one. She was the one stepping to. You know what I mean? See, she stepped to that ball when got pepper sprayed. That's how she got pepper sprayed. Stepping to the ball about another YouTuber who's also going to be called into court. See, they don't even know them YouTube names. They're going to become real names, and you're going to be on a witness stand testifying. You're going to be on the witness stand testifying. Yup. He was there totally naked. Yeah. She wasn't on point either. Like, that's not even smart. That's not even smart, though. Like, that's how you can see how caught up in this YouTube shit they were, because they had no idea, they had no inclination that man would have going to take it that far. They couldn't have, because they wouldn't have went. They thought this shit was YouTube games. That's just that, you know. And for them thinking that way, that's what happened to him. Look what happened to him. And is he justifying doing that for all the things they did to him on YouTube and their reality? Yes. But when they brought it out into his reality, he gonna have to pay the penalties and the consequences for that. He gonna have to pay for those, because they paid for theirs fucking with their YouTube reality. You understand what I'm saying? Business State was going live at the Bellagio Fountain, popular site in Vegas, their own chat. Yeah, facts. People telling them, yo, dude is walking around looking for y'all. He even went live saying, I'm looking for y'all. I've been looking for y'all for a day or so. You know? Like, my thing is this, like, in a case like that, you know, just, you know, try to get your lawyer to keep you off of death row. That's all. Because you ain't coming home. You're not getting out, you know? So, yeah. Who that? Oh, you about to drop late for me. So, yeah, he got to work with his lawyer now, because he spoke too soon with that stupid ass self-defense. Plead self-defense. You can't. That's that you lost your plea for self-defense when you was looking for him. You had motive already. You know what I mean? You know, you had premeditation. Basically, that's that's premeditated. That's I don't see you getting around that. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know about his medical mental health background. You know what I'm saying? The channels on live saw Manny at that very moment walk past. Yeah, because if you look at the video keeper, you see him walk past one time. He walked past him. He walked right past him. Yeah, and then he like right on ball. You know what I mean? And she still want to film. She want to go grab the fit zone. I think that was a reaction. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, nah. He wasn't even supposed, they wasn't even supposed to been in Vegas. Mistake.
Hey, girl, man.
Hey, how you?
Good. I'm enjoying the show, but I don't know what you're talking about. That shit was self-defense.
You think so?
Man, they don't never let real niggas on the jury.
Yeah, now
I send that nigga home with a medal.
Like, let the YouTubers be on the jury, because there's some YouTubers started there, right? So they're basically, because the public can't really be his peers, because they're not even going to be able to decipher the names. You know, Bubbly, D-Ware, Legend, Finny, Manny. They're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that this YouTube peers should be called into court. Everybody that was, you know. And,
no, I agree. Because I tell you, that nigga would be going home.
Because, you know, I would say acquit.
Yeah. Don't let me be on the jury. I'm gonna get that nigga in the war because as far as I'm concerned, dude and his wife committed that word we can't see, self-delete.
Yeah, because I don't understand them. I can't understand that perspective they was coming from. Like they weren't stupid
like
people.
They had a death wish to me. Yeah.
They were, I know they weren't stupid people. You know what I'm saying? But
how you know that?
Damn.
If that ain't stupid, what's stupid? Him and his wife, now his kids got no fucking parents. None.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but they were raising kids. They had a stable home. They were doing good on YouTube. I'm quite sure they had other things going for them in their life. You know what I'm saying? I just believe that this YouTube thing had them blinded.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel you on that, but to me, that just sounds like you just
this?
proved you ain't got to be smart to make it on to make a bag or be on YouTube or nothing.
No,
like,
you don't. No,
really
you don't. You
take
know
a
that. You know you don't. You know it don't take a genius to make a bag on here. Look at Flacco.
Period. Pooh. Right, exactly. And Flacco out there damn near trying to delete himself with the goofy shit. I'm counting the days. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully.
Like, they play in the streets is a whole different the way they move now. The way they move out there now. So you know that a lot of those kind of guys are accepted, you know?
Yeah. But going live and telling your location, like even civilians can't, everybody knows you can't do that. Even me being a woman, you never know what weird ass rapist nigga might be sitting around watching your, you know what I'm saying? Like you just don't do that.
That's why I wouldn't advise that for a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I always use myself as an example because I go live in front of the police station and I go live anywhere I want in my city. That's me. I'm just talking for me. You know what I'm saying? I go where I want, how I want, and if I want to go live and you want to pull up, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That'll be
all right, but let me ask you that. Let me ask you this. Would you do that with your lady in tow?
What I do what? Go
Post
live?
up anywhere where you know niggas want to take your head off with your lady with you.
Oh, I always do that.
Oh, do you?
Absolutely. Because she might be the one that hit you, not me. Yeah, I don't have no worries. I don't walk around with worries and stuff like that.
Nah, like my opinion, you know.
If I go outside my city, I ain't looking for no smoke from nobody.
No.
I see what you mean there.
You know what I'm saying?
My opinion is, you know, Finley slept on the Mexican dude. You feel me? He thought he was like a little punk.
We don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know nothing about him. I just know from the stories I've been reading. They in another sector, the Vegas sector or the clown sector or something.
Yeah, we probably know them through degrees of separation. It's only so many black sectors, you know, so they probably know somebody that knows somebody we know.
Yeah, but it's the same shit. They just did it first.
Yeah.
Right.
There's too many cowards over here to do it. They real cowards over here. So we would never have to worry about those type of situations. It's just a lot of
I don't know. Where I come from, it's the cowards you got to watch out for. The gangsters don't really be doing it much. It be the cowards that really be.
Right, you talking about the street cowards. These are YouTube cowards. It's a difference.
Facts, right. Like you said, the Manny dude, he ain't even try to run the fade. Like that was some cowardly shit. It's be
he did it straight out.
Yeah.
Yo, I would have straight broke. You know what I mean? I'd have broke out on him. And probably broke out on Bubbly too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Drop both of them. 2 pieces.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, I feel like a real street nigga is gonna give you a fade. It be them cowards. Most of the people I grew up with that got murdered by cowards.
Hold on for a minute. What shouldn't I say never about, Tiff P? Never say never. About what? What shouldn't I say never about?
Yeah, I don't remember nobody saying never.
Yeah. She said
you know, it's just, you know, it was messed up all around.
Yeah, it's a fucked up situation, Mikey.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wait, he didn't raise the point, grown man. I wanted to tell you because I saw where he said self-defense. He's claiming that he didn't know dude was up there.
Whoa, how didn't he know?
I don't know if he has plausible deniability. That's what he's going with. That he was minding his own business in his city and he looked up and saw his options. And like I said, don't let me be on the jury because I'll be like, I believe him.
That's why people in real time that somebody in the sector won't push the gas. Oh, okay, Tiff, I got you.
Oh.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
I think on real time care, he's supposed to have just kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So he got him a lawyer.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing, you know. Don't say nothing.
So do you think Finley push him to the edge?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But no, not by itself. See, I think
it was other people. It was other
especially
people too.
this guy D Ware, because he had a lot of money involved in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's always the nigga with that money. You know what I'm saying? Pulling strings and shit. So he had a lot to do with it too. You know.
So this is what I say, man. You know. I don't know. People got to be careful with people on YouTube. People got to be careful.
Didn't get sprayed in Vegas because of herself. She got sprayed in Vegas because she stepped to him about another YouTuber. All this YouTube.
That's how it started. That's how it started.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought they had got his show, his channel canceled, and then he got it back and was stunting on him.
They said that one of his channels lost 100,000 last year. That got taken. He made 100,000 off it last year.
Damn.
So yeah,
crazy, man.
That's when you said that. I didn't know if you meant money or followers. He had 100 cash.
They said he made $100,000 on his page last year.
Really?
Yeah, because YouTube, that was his life. That was his whole life.
I didn't know he was making money like that. That's a lot of money.
He was also a street performer. So a lot of his lives and stuff, they had a big old community.
What type of street performing he did? Dancing?
Yeah, with the mask and stuff and the mime stuff like that on
that is such a shame. That is so sad. And I think it's really unfortunate.
Yeah, the dude Manny.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad.
Oh wait, the Mexican was the street performer?
Yeah, Manny was the street performer.
But I thought it was the black dude whose channel got shut down.
No, the black dude was shutting his shit down.
Oh.
Yeah, they was on Manny Neck. They was on Manny Neck. They was doxing him out of socks, dragging him through the YouTube streets. You know how it go.
All that extra shit. I
was thinking how you were saying you would walk around in your city, but you probably also don't be on here thinking you could just pick on a grown man like back and forth.
Like, nobody. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't picking on nobody. I ain't into that.
Right, so that's a different thing. I don't really get that type of mentality.
Nah, I ain't picking on nobody.
Nah, it's just like I said, not everybody's to be messed with. Not just.
And I don't like bullies. I really don't give a fuck about a bully. I really don't. And I don't have no respect for a woman that encouraged this, like using her man like a crash test dummy to be going out fighting people and shit.
The thing about it was,
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
He didn't use her as that was her. That was her personality.
No, that's what I'm saying. She was using him as a crash test dummy. I hate that type of woman.
Listen, even when they were in Vegas the first time and she got sprayed, she was tipsy and whatever. And the boy D Ware asked Finney, "Yo, you want me to go get her?" And he like, "Nah, leave her alone. Let her do her." And she wound up getting pepper sprayed.
Damn.
Tell me if you agree with this, because it's two of y'all up here. I feel like women that be going out all loudmouth and drunk and starting shit and then getting their men into fights, I feel like that's a form of abuse. I'm dead ass.
Nah, like that's a maybe.
You don't think it's abusive for a woman to go out getting drunk, getting into fights, and then her man end up getting beat up and all type of shot and shit?
I don't know those situations.
Okay, if you're gonna put it like that,
I've known people like that before, and I do. I feel like she be taking her man's life for granted. I feel like that shit is abuse.
Nah, Carrie. So if you could say that goes for the men too. Right?
Yeah.
I don't
know no men that get their wife in the fights.
You'd be surprised. Don't get it.
So yeah, if you with somebody who
You'd be surprised.
Today, Carrie, and today in 2025, like men argue back with women. So a man sometimes gotta step in. You know what I'm saying? Because you got more men that will argue with a woman than women.
No, that's true. If it happens, it happens. But I mean, with the type of woman that's always getting out of her body, and then her man be getting put in all these dangerous ass positions, I feel like
that ain't cool.
And it's really, I almost look at it the same as like as a woman, because there's different types of abuse from the genders. Like if me and my girlfriends used to go out and one of our friends would get so drunk to where she was like compromised and could get raped or some shit, and now we got to babysit this bitch home. I felt like that was like putting all of us in a position where now we got to argue with a man or some shit. Like I think that's real. Like almost exploited the as a woman you expect to be protected. It's kind of like when you go out causing all these problems.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I have 4 sisters. I have 4 sisters. So when we was coming up, they would do shit and come get me just cause you know what I'm saying?
And we do that when we're young, but by the time you grown, you know what I mean?
I don't know about it being grown. I don't.
Yeah, that shit is and now this man done been killed, and I think every man is responsible for their own behavior. But at the same time, I just think it's especially if a woman does that, like causes fights, her man really don't have so many choices but to step in.
Facts.
And it's just a really abusive thing, in my opinion, for a woman to do.
Okay. I understand that perspective. I see that. I can see that.
And I just
I wouldn't want no woman keep getting in the beef and then come and get me, and I might not can't handle that shit all the time. Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was avoidable. And like, what can you now? You ain't a man now. You don't love me. And I only say that to be fair because I'm a feminist. I talk about these types of things with men. I just think it's fair is fair, right? Like women can also be abusive in a situation like this as well. You putting somebody in danger because they love you. Like that's not okay.
But do you like? All right, so this is a little off the cuff though. Would you be still like how would you feel about your man and you came and got him and he got knocked the fuck out? How would you feel about him now?
I mean, honestly, my first thought as a woman would be like, did I really need to get him in this situation?
Well, and obviously you know he can't protect you anymore, right? You know this now because you've seen it with your own eyes.
Yeah, and like I said, it would definitely be, it's like they call it the ick, like he didn't do nothing wrong, but now you kind of turned off. I ain't never been in a situation like that before. I would like to hope that it would depend on the situation, like how I reacted. But like I know you box and everything. Every man is not a boxer, and so I don't really know, but I do think it's I think for situations like that, a woman should be very cautious.
Absolutely,
with how she drag a man into some shit.
I agree.
You ever watch
100%?
You ever watch Twitter? You don't be on Twitter?
No, I'll be on Twitter.
No, I don't be on Twitter, but what about it?
Like, I be on Twitter, so I see a lot of fights that some women start and some men start. And, them fights be crazy. Some women be starting it or some men start it.
A man, how your man start a fight with a woman?
What I mean is,
because they're going to be disrespectful. You already know certain things about women, right?
Yeah,
if you get to a word, you know what I'm saying? So
I think it's gay for a man to be arguing with a woman.
I think it's sus too.
I mean, it's crazy, but I be watching a lot of that shit on Twitter.
Then you know what, Carrie?
You know what I mean?
I forget, like a lot of dudes ain't grow up with no father, so they already with the, they see their mother arguing. That's what you get. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it could be, but I ain't gonna hold you. I was wondering if Manny and this black dude might have been fucking each other because the whole thing do seem like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it is a lot.
What's going on exactly? Was y'all fucking each other? Like, what was?
They was
traveling together. Like, what's really going on?
They doxed his wife. They made him lose money. He's probably mentally unstable. All he had going for him in life was YouTube. He lost a lot. He lost a lot. We might not be able to relate to that. You know what I'm saying? But that's his reality. That's how he chose to handle it too.
I mean, I feel you, but I think it could have been a little Shakim Kip shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully.
But they both had wives though.
And
they didn't have the relationship like those two had.
I mean, I live in Atlanta. It'd be a lot of shit going on, especially with these YouTube ass niggas that be arguing with women. I remember even in our sector, a man had told me years ago that all these niggas was gay. And before it was even coming out. And at the time I was like, you tripping. But like, I really am starting to think that it's a lot more of that going on, especially on this YouTube site. It's niggas breaking up and all emotional and shit. I don't know, man.
You remember the Shamoody crew? You don't remember?
What's that?
I named the Shamoody crew. It's a whole. I've been did that. Where was you at?
I don't know, man.
They the same ones you talking about.
Yeah, I think it's even. I think a few more of these niggas is in the closet today. Also, when niggas get this emotional over a friendship breaking up, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Niggas might have been wrestling on the floor in the hotel in Vegas. That's all I'm saying.
It's not. It might not even be the fact that a guy is gay. Okay. It's just the fact that he's overly emotional because he might only grown up around a bunch of women, his mother, his aunts, his sister. So all he know is the female energy, how to handle things.
But it's niggas like that be overly emotional about they chick and women. These niggas is emotional about hard legs.
That's what I'm saying. They don't know how to express themselves in a manly manner. So that's always going to come out.
But why is that they that emotional over men in the first place if they not gay?
I can't get into that. I don't know.
You acting like they just expressing it, and I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah,
bro.
That's a hard question. That's a hard question.
I think a lot of people that's straight, they really can't come to terms with how many of these men is on the down low because it's kind of like
it's 2025. Like they said that what is it? 6 out of 10 black men will either have had a homosexual experience.
Really? I'm about to Google that shit right now.
Google that shit. 6 out of 10 or something out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So yeah, you can't convince me that it's just the way he expressed himself.
You know, a lot of black men, they go to college, they be in college and they sword fight, don't like the white boys, and they don't know that's freaky. They do shit. And that's
how many grown men, how many it be on this YouTube shit and they just be having crushing on these niggas? They might not have smashed, but they feel it a little too sweet and emotional behind another man because niggas I know if they fall out with a nigga on YouTube, they
6 out of 10 speak.
That nigga. Like, what is you talking about?
Yeah. Somewhere around them lines, 6 out of 10, they said they will either have been homosexual or had a homosexual experience. Yeah.
Damn. According to the National Institute of Health,
what you get?
the racial breakdown of the men who have sex with men population for black men is 36%. That's a lot.
That's too much.
So then just imagine what percentage just be on YouTube, like, you know, just a little too fruity.
That's a whole lot, T-Pre. That's a lot. What's up, P? What's going on, brother?
Keeper, I'm saying maybe they wasn't smashing, but maybe they had some tender feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think those two men had any type of anything going on at all.
Really, with all this?
Yeah, I don't think they had anything going on as far as that type time.
Okay.
I think they were both men, and I just think that he was violated to a point he couldn't take it no more. That's it.
Yeah, you know, it's so much a person could take.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. I just, you know,
what's up, beautiful? How you doing? Propane, Oaklane. It's only, you know, and then like you got to keep in the factor that he may have had a mental illness.
I mean, I'm not gonna take that from you. That's facts. That's facts.
And then let's say the Mexican dude didn't know that the homie had a. Let's say he didn't know the other dude had a gun too. Let's just say.
Right.
Let's just say. You feel me? Like, oh, okay. if he's strapped, I gotta be strapped too.
Oh, then it would have went down. His wife would have been alive.
Yeah, because she saw him, but she ain't have nothing to pull out. They was out there just
right. But
chilling.
Mikey was saying if Finney was strapped, then he would have been able to pull his joint, and them two could have got it down, and the wife would have lived. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have the chance to shoot the wife. I get that, but he wasn't.
Right.
But you know what I mean? That could have crossed his mind too. The Mexican dude. You know what I mean? Like, let me be prepared because I don't know what
he
this
was
dude
prepared.
is.
Mikey, he had his John. He was prepared, and he was prepared.
No. I mean the Mexican
Too big.
dude.
What's up,
no.
Too big? Good to see you, bro.
The Mexican dude, like, yo, let me come through prepared because I don't know if this dude, if he got something too.
Oh, the Mexican dude said, "I'm going to see you."
Yeah.
He told him, "I'm going
everybody
to see
in the battle was
you."
strapped.
No, facts.
So he should have went and got strapped, or he should have left his ass home.
That's facts. Those are two options that he should have took.
All I'm saying is, and I'm gonna hop down. Thanks for having me up. I hope dude get found not guilty. I think that like if somebody has been threatening you back and forth and they show up in your city, I feel like you get what you get. And that's it. You know, I know the law might not exactly be that, but it kind of should be. It kind of should be because you could have stayed your ass at home. And I don't feel sorry for you. And I don't the only people I feel sorry is your orphan kids that had a goofy for a mom and a dad. Respectfully. And thanks for having me up. I'll hop down.
All right, Carrie, have a good one. Yeah, see, you know, everybody got their perspective, and you know, like I said, fucking with somebody, it's just you can justify you getting what comes with that. But when we get into the court of law, man, you got a whole nother fight you got to deal with. You know. Yeah.
No, that's a fact. You know, like I said, you know, not everybody used to be.
Do y'all remember my game? Do y'all remember I had a game show on here a little while ago? I had the card game on here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna bring my card game back. You know, it's trivia. You know, music trivia, ghetto. Got one called Ghetto Pass. Yeah. Lyrically correct mixtapes from the 80s and 90s. You know.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you.
Y'all look forward for my game show coming up, y'all.
So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, grown man.
What's up, Mikey? What's up?
So the same thing happened to homie, whatever's the case.
Yeah.
All that extra doxing, all that trolling, all that extra shit. You think it's the same thing on here on between us here?
Absolutely.
On this side?
Absolutely. Yes, there's no difference. There's no difference.
But the only difference is nobody, you know.
Yeah, ain't nobody going to nobody's city and going live. They're not doing that. The people that's doing the doxing and the agitating, those are the cowards who are not coming outside. You know? They're not coming outside.
Yo, that shit is crazy, right? What's going on? No. I'm saying, you know, it's crazy what's going on in Israel, right?
So I'm on live right now, bro. All right, cool. Walaikum salam. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm saying it's crazy what's going on in Israel.
Oh shit! What's going on in Israel?
All the, you know, they throwing missile launches and all that extra crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God we live here in America. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's crazy in America, bro.
No, but I'm saying thank God we live at this side. You know what I mean? No missile launching. You know what I mean? None of that.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
It could always be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Niggas is getting a shit blown off. That's some shit. That's some real reality shit. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, Mike, you know you kicked me out your chat last time I was in there, bro.
Oh, no, it was my Nightbot.
Yeah, they kicked me out. They said I was spamming your chat, man.
Yeah. Because what it is if you're not moderated, they can't get kicked out type shit. You know what I mean? Because I put it I did that, not to kick you out, but like whoever's going crazy in the chat type shit or saying curses, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did it for that.
Okay, that's what's up.
Like whoever's cursing, type shit, doing the most. You know what I mean?
Mikey, you think you can be pushed to the point of Manny?
I kid you not.
Tell me, speak your piece.
I say yes.
Really?
Yes.
On what you were so
you won't
knowing the gun laws in New York.
I say this, the person won't expect it from me.
A person won't expect it from you.
Yes, I'll be a sneaky person. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll figure some shit out. Okay, you know. It's not too hard to to do some shit.
Going to save them, but paperwork only work after somebody already done put in work. Yeah, that paperwork. Yeah.
Not only that, I'll have somebody with me to do. You feel me? I don't know.
All right, T, what's up, brother? What's going on with you?
You know what I mean?
You're not here? Okay, my bad.
I'll have somebody with me to
You have somebody with you?
Yeah.
But listen, so why couldn't he just pounce on him? You know what I mean?
He didn't know that Finley had a weapon.
No.
He didn't know that.
Like I'm saying, like
you feel me?
You
That's a
wouldn't have
big
to shoot
dude.
nobody in New York. Big. What got to do with it?
That's a big
You should have left him alone then. If you thought he was a big dude when you seen him, you left him the fuck alone on YouTube.
I say this. Both of them didn't know what each other was capable of doing. Both of them.
Well, obviously, boy wasn't capable of doing nothing but getting himself bodied out there, him and his wife. What do you mean?
Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you. Right? The big dude thought homie was a punk. Like, yeah, he ain't gonna do shit.
No, I don't think he thought that.
Right?
No, I don't think he thought dude was a punk. I don't think he thought that. That wasn't his mindset. See, everybody on YouTube don't have that mindset of this nigga's a punk and this nigga's this and that. He seemed to be just a nice guy.
That too.
He wasn't into the tough guy shit that everybody into now. He wasn't into that. So it probably never crossed his mind that this dude would go that far. You know what I mean?
Let's say
he didn't have them kind of instincts.
Okay, but let's say somewhat that did happen in real life, right?
Huh?
Right? Let's say in the hood type shit. Let's say logical hood theory, right? Okay, nigga, okay, this nigga ain't gonna come back, right? We fucked him up, whatever, right? We let him go, right? A few days later, nigga come right back around and laid all of them up. Right?
But Mikey, we talking about somebody coming from one place to another, one city to another.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is, right? They jump one dude, right? Right? I'm gonna put a little story.
Okay.
Right? Boom, we all jump this dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
We fuck him up, make fun of him, whatever, embarrass him, right?
Right.
Few months, maybe few days, few years later, nigga come right back around. Oh, what's good? And laid all of us out.
Okay, that happens.
You know what I mean? Because we slept on him.
Yeah, I get it.
We would never knew he would come back around.
Typical. That happens all the time.
On some fuck shit. Like, oh shit.
That's not no fuck shit though.
But but I'm saying like, oh, how this nigga come back around?
Because y'all allowed him to.
Okay, so it's somewhat like that.
No, it's not like that because I think that Manny would have got more clout if he'd have went and bought mouth, win, lose, or draw. If he'd have went and bought mouth, they would have started rumbling out there. I think he would have got more clout for that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Than airing him out.
Or you should approach him the first time. Right?
Well, he punched him out when he pepper sprayed his wife.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The first time.
Then. Yeah.
The first time, yeah. That right there would have seen, okay, I'm not gonna fuck with this dude again if he ever comes back in my city type of
and
shit.
He should have left it alone at that point. He should have left the man alone. But he went back onto the YouTube games.
And trolled him.
And
made it more worse.
Making him more worse. Yeah, he agitating the situation.
Yeah. Instead of handling it right there and then when you had the opportunity. Feel me? You could have pounded homie out. Like, yo, you could have
pounded him out or got pounded out. But I think it would have made for better, it would save lives.
Yeah. And right there and then, him not nipping it in the butt right there, he thought it was sweet.
Nah, like Keeper said, I believe bro was gullible. He was a bit gullible and naive to the whole situation because he's dealing with YouTube. He's not dealing with the reality that you could get hurt because his instincts not kicking in like that when he dealing with this Manny dude.
Okay.
Obviously, he wasn't on no street shit.
Yeah.
That's obvious. He was on some YouTube street shit that I could come out here and go live and continue to agitate. So that's why I say when Ball ran up on him and popped him, you know what I mean? If in the YouTube streets, that's justifiable.
Yeah.
But now that's why I be telling you, there's a reality that you need to be dealing with. So don't get caught up in the YouTube, what your YouTube reality is, because now he's facing the death penalty. There's 4 children without mothers and fathers, and he had kids and a wife and a mother and probably grandmother. See, a lot of people don't have that kind of shit in their life, so they don't.
Let's say if you was the judge, right, and you gather all the evidence from YouTube and everything else. What would you?
I gotta send that man to jail.
Okay. So would you give him death penalty or would you just give him life?
No. I would give him if I'm the judge.
Yeah.
So that means I can make my own sentence then.
Yeah.
I would give him enough time to reform himself. If he needs some mental help, I'll make sure he get his mental health, getting back together so he can get back on the streets. It might take 20 years, it might take 25, but we're gonna work him back into a what they call an honorable member of society. If I'm the judge, but he's going to jail.
And what would you say to the YouTube world?
Stop playing with people, like I always say. Stop playing for you be next. So it's that simple. It's not rocket science.
Not fact.
He underestimated because he was dressed up like a clown.
It's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's true. I guarantee you that they thought that man was a clown, a joke, a funny man. You know what I mean? That pepper spray mean nothing. Yeah, he ain't gonna do nothing. He just talking.
He just,
Yeah, he took him off this earth, Mikey. Ain't no coming back from that.
No. And, right? Right? Don't you think that goes for in jail too?
What you mean?
Like, okay, boom. They pick on one dude, right? Next thing you know, he gets some type of crazy ass backup. You know what I mean?
That's
too late.
What you talking about? You ever been in there?
Yes or no?
Yes or no? Where you been, to the county?
Yes.
Oh, you ever been to prison?
Yes.
Well, it ain't TV. It don't operate like that stuff you see on TV.
No, but I was in there for a minute.
People just don't come in there and people pick on them, Mikey. That don't happen.
Yeah.
People just don't pick on people. It's grown men, bro. You dealing with men. Everybody's a man in there. You gotta remember that.
No, that's a fact.
That's
a fact. Trust me, I got a mugshot on myself, looking like James Brown.
Yeah, so nah, I don't.
Trust me, that's an ill mugshot.
People do get violated, though. They do get violated. I ain't gonna hold you. There's a lot of violating going on, but
trust me, I'm trying to find that picture. I look like
mugshot?
Yup, I look like James Brown.
Oh, he gangballed. He was Nieta something. He was with the Serenos. I know he Mexican. What he was gang banging keeper, or was he false flagging? You know, because that's like I say, like everybody lives in the hood. Niggas be from the hood. They be cousins, be gang members, and they know the signs and they know everything. But that's not their life. They not about that life. You know, they just grew up in the neighborhood and they might have some family members involved. But for him to go off like that says a lot. Yeah, he might have been one of them ones, you know?
Damn. I mean, you know, not everybody
I'm
just
gonna
to be
look for
messed
that
with.
keeper. That nigga was gang banging. I know, look, yo, when he was in that car talking, he sound like the Mexican mafia boy. That's how they be sounding. And yo, I say I'm looking for you, man. He was talking like, yo, yeah. I'm like, yeah, this dude might be really on something.
Like,
Like,
where you at, son? Where you at?
yeah, like where y'all at? Like, I was like, yo, dude might be really on something.
Yeah, I would have been like, man, ain't no way.
Okay, he got the when he went into the you right, keeper, when he went into the courtroom, he was comfortable like he been there before. You right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's probably not his first go round with the law, but he probably never been this deep in it because if he was, you know, from the rip, don't say nothing on him. You know what I mean? You can't talk to nobody until you get your lawyer on a homicide case. Everybody know that. You don't take no, I was self-defense. You don't say nothing, you know. But some people panic and shit. And I don't even know if he realized how big this was gonna be. How impactful that this was gonna be. You know, this some yo, bro. Man, if this kind of shit don't make a goofy YouTuber think, you know what I'm saying? If this kind of shit don't make a goofy YouTuber think, I don't know what will. I don't know what will.
Some people ain't gonna learn, right?
You're right. Everybody don't learn, Mikey. Some people have to learn the hard way.
Yeah, until you know. Oh, what's good? You over here? Yeah.
Yeah, some people definitely learn the hard way.
Like, yeah, I'm over here. Come see me. You know. Let's have a cookout. You know. Hell nah.
I was at the motherfucking crap table, right?
Uh-huh.
My man told me, like, bro, quitting while you ahead is not losing. So I stuck that in the tank. I keep, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so I have a good one for you. You seen The Wire, right?
The Wire. Yeah, I seen The Wire, Mikey.
You seen what my man when my man robbed this dude at the poker?
At the poke when he took the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was too real.
Wear it in health.
That shit was too.
Remember he told him wear it in health.
No. He was like what you call it? Money ain't got no spenders. Some shit like that.
Huh? Yeah. But then he said, I like that ring you got on your finger.
Nah, facts.
And he took the ring off his finger and he told him to wear the ring in health. I thought you watched The Wire.
No, I did. It was just that part.
You remember was when he took that money, huh?
Yeah, like he put that shit on his neck. Like, oh my God. It's good. Yeah. You know? Like, go on, man. Give me all that bread, nigga. Bump, man. Oh. Hold on.
Yeah, not The Wire again. Mikey, that's one of Mikey's favorite shows, I guess.
Yeah. I like watching The Wire, you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that
I'm gonna do some more research on True. I seen your boy Skinny Perry. Are you seen Perry? Went 55K to lose down there. Oh damn. Perry Jackson, man. That's my OG. Perry used to live up the street from me. Truth. All the Jacksons, all of them could play ball, man. All of them. The whole fucking family was like 5 or 6 of them. They all could ball, bro.
And you know what was funny about that show too? The little nigga came through and shot Omar in the head.
Yeah.
Nobody would never know. It'll be a little kid like that. Right?
Hey, bro. That's that's TV, man.
Nah, that's true.
That's TV.
Nah, but that is true. That is
I know
true.
the young boys will body you out here. I know that for a fact. They 13, 14, they be having switches, and yeah, these young boys they is not playing out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's be a fact. You know?
Yeah, that's what I said
But
too.
like that's why I say like, but that he was in the game. That was part of the game. When you're in the game, that come with the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but in real time, like, yeah, you want to avoid that kind of, you know what I mean? That kind of smoke, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, facts.
You know, that's why back to my man Finney, like, he had 4 kids, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand how, but back to being naive and gullible and thinking that, that doxing shit won't get you hurt. Won't get your life taken, not hurt, because we past hurting.
Yeah.
Got their life taken for that stuff,
Yeah, some people don't play with that shit.
It's gonna be this trial gonna play out for a minute because there's gonna be so many different components to it. They're gonna have to decipher through all these YouTube handles and all that kind of stuff. So this trial gonna be a minute and stuff. He gonna be down for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's gonna be a whole lot of bullshit about that. Yeah, people gonna have to come from other states, you know what I'm saying, to be witnesses because everything is documented online.
See, that's what I'm not gonna hold you. I said that one time, and that person said, "Oh, no." I said, okay. Don't you understand? Everything is documented.
Truth probably seen me dunk on somebody, ain't know who I was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
That
all
old
this shit is
hag.
documented. You can't take none of that shit off the internet. You can't hide none of that shit. It's there on the internet. All the bullshit you was doing, all the shit they was doing to that man, all of this is online. And like, will that help him in court? Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe not. I don't know because it all depends on because he might go in there and take a deal. Who knows? Might not be no trial. You feel me? I'll take a deal for a life sentence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of the death penalty. So we never know. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know how the sentencing thing go in Vegas. I don't know how that thing go. I don't know if because in Pennsylvania, when they sentence you to life, you're gonna die in prison unless you get your sentence overturned. Life in Pennsylvania is life. They put you in a box when they bring you out of there. You feel me?
It's just crazy all the way around, man. This is a life lesson learned for everybody, man.
It should be.
I ain't gonna hold you. It's a life lesson learned.
I doubt it though, because you're dealing with a lot of people who don't have nothing. They really don't be having nothing to lose. They ain't got nothing to lose, so they gonna try, trick you out of your position. You know what I'm saying?
It's a life lesson learned for everybody, man.
Yeah.
It's a life lesson learned. And that goes for that old bird too.
Huh?
For that old bird lady.
The old bird lady?
Yeah.
Okay. That goes for everybody on YouTube, bro. That's
facts.
That type of shit. If that's the type of shit you're doing, oh man, certain yes, you'll definitely get what's coming to you. You always get what's for you. You ain't never hear that? You always get what's for you.
No, facts.
Yeah.
That's a me. Like I like to, chill. I don't like to do none of that extra shit. Cause yo,
Oh,
I
we ain't
got
gonna talk about that Pathfinder truth.
feel me.
Hey, true, we ain't gonna talk about that Pathfinder.
I mean, cause in life, it's just crazy. You feel me?
Yeah,
It's
just
just
enjoy it,
crazy.
man. Enjoy
They
yourself.
know, they know who I'm talking about. Them two old bird ladies.
Two old bird ladies. Don't
Yeah,
waste your time on them, man.
they be shitting bricks all day.
Don't waste your time, bro. If it's, you know what I
No
mean? If you can't get nothing
facts.
out of it, why waste your time?
No facts. You know what I mean? So I say, man. That's what I tell everybody. Not everybody, but I don't know. That should go. You're right. That shit goes for everybody. That
No,
should
it
go.
goes for everybody that does those type. Everybody's
Yeah,
not on
yeah,
YouTube doing that, Mikey. Some
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah. Facts, facts,
try to get the
facts.
commentary of what's going on, and some people enjoy the, what they call the fuckery. But that's what the
Hmm.
fuckery can get you. You
Yeah,
see what
that's a
I'm saying?
fact.
So yeah, man. Take it
No
for what it is,
facts.
man. You
No
know.
facts, facts. It's just it's a life lesson learned, man. It's a life lesson learned. I'm like,
So you
damn.
hear people remember this will happen in real life. That happened in real life. It ain't this will that happened.
Man,
That's a fact.
man. Shit, I be on Twitter, man. You know what I mean? Looking at crazy shit that be happening. That be
Bro,
worse
I
on
be
Twitter.
outside with the crazy shit. Be crazy if you go outside, bro. It'll enable you to be able to understand what's going on YouTube because the people you got bump elbows with motherfuckers, man. You can't be on here spending your day all your time on here, Mikey.
No. It's like in New York, when I be going to New York and shit, you know what I mean? Like my man said, this is what I hate, right? I hate this, right? Let's say you walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people stand right in front of like just looking crazy. Like they looking on their phone or whatever.
Right,
And they don't move.
right.
Me a New Yorker, I say, yo, get the fuck out my way.
That's crazy.
Cause
See, that's
cause what you're
so you
doing is
so
like
you
you
you you
stopping. Like
that's crazy though, Mikey.
but you stopping. You know what I
That's
mean?
crazy.
Like,
That's crazy though, bro. Just to talk to people like that. Like in my city, you couldn't get away with talking to nobody like that. Even a sucker not gonna let you talk to him like that.
okay,
Nobody
like,
taking disrespect. So if you in my way, right, and I see
yeah.
you not gonna move, you know what I'm gonna say in a stern voice?
Hmm.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Okay, I did that a couple of times. I'm not gonna hold you. But the person act like they was deaf.
Oh no, then they got issues. I'm gonna go ahead and if I can get around it, I'm gonna go ahead and get her. See, Mikey, like
Yeah.
everything ain't got to be a confrontation, bro. When you are the one who's controlling the situation. See, you only gonna get
Okay.
confrontation when you lose control. So that means you gotta think for that nigga too. All right, this nigga ain't gonna move. Do I feel like fighting and shit like that? No. Let me just walk on the other side of this nigga, goofy ass motherfucker, and keep it pushing. I got things to do.
I could see that.
That's that avoids you getting into a lot of shit.
I could see that. Yes, I could see that. I could see that. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna
Because
hold
like,
you.
if you about your business, then that means you don't play no games and your confrontations ain't gonna end well for motherfuckers. And you gotta be thinking for them and yourself. Because there's
Mm,
penalties and consequences for your actions too, right?
yes.
So you gotta
Yeah,
be able
yeah.
it's a whole spectrum you gotta be able to deal with when you out here dealing with these niggas, man.
Mm,
Hey, Vibrant, how you doing? Yeah, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to, that's why I say you gotta be able to think for yourself as well as other people when you in a confrontation mode, you know?
no, facts. No, that's a fact.
I got on a bus in New York paying my fare, and a big ass chick kind of pushed me out the way to the back. You're moving too slow. I keep. Yeah, people are aggressive, yo. People are very aggressive today. You know what I mean? But you know, like it's easy for me to write like um I know that it'd be false aggression. It don't be real. Like if you really like it's hard to explain and shit. You know what I mean? Mikey, what you doing? What you got on, bro?
For me?
Yeah, what's that in the back? What you doing?
Oh no, I'm just chilling. I ain't playing no games.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm just looking up some videos from Twitter.
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the Chicago, New York, Philly, Detroit, aggressive. You ain't just gonna be talking, get the fuck out my way and pushing people around.
Yo, these niggas be wild. Niggas got like Mac 10s. You know what's a Mac 10, right?
Mac 10, yeah, that's an old gun to me though, Mikey.
Not even that. Niggas are showing an MP5. You know what's an MP5?
Yeah, MP nice. That sound nice.
You could be ruthless with that in the hood with an MP5.
I like that. I like the Mac 90.
Mm. Mm.
You
A nice little MP5 with extended clip.
yeah, or the SK with the extender.
Mm. Nah. you see. I don't know. That little MP, man, you could do some damage.
I I had an M16 one time, right? And I think M16s are better, even though I think they better than AKs. They more accurate than an AK.
Mm. Nah, cause my man he was showing how he make them and test
Oh,
them and shit.
he be making ghost joints. Don't talk about that on here, Mikey.
No. It's on Twitter. Yeah, I can't show you the video, but check it out.
Mikey's like, you crazy, Mikey. You know, you gonna put your man in the can, man. Don't tell that story.
Man, so what you think about my man Charleston White? I like him sometimes. He's cool.
I don't like him at all.
No.
Not at all. Nothing about him. Nothing about
I feel you about Charleston White. I feel you.
yeah. He trifling, man.
Man.
He's trifling.
Oh God.
I think he a plant.
Mm.
Yeah, I think some like that other dude. It's another dude, weirdo dude. I think they kind of like plants. You know.
I could see that.
Because if you're a deadhead, you'll follow a nigga like Charleston White.
Mm.
Used to like Charleston White?
Not too much.
Well, when he was a real activist keeper. Yeah, because one time he was doing some real activism work out there in Texas, I believe. But I think he a plant now. I think he took that money, took that ride. You know what I mean? He's been compromised. You know what I'm saying? You know, like YouTube is like a drug. You know, niggas would do anything. Niggas would do anything to be somebody. You know,
that's a fact.
So yeah, yeah. I remember when he was talking about his case and all that. You know, but even that's when I stopped messing with him because he lied. He lied a lot about it. You know what I mean? He lied a whole lot about that case, you know. It was and then there was a petty case. The only reason why they got time and stuff like that because I believe it was because it was a Caucasian who him and his friends, you know, did that to. Trying to steal a starter. They was trying to steal a starter jacket, Keeper. When they did that, caught their body.
No, facts.
And plus, I think he got violated when he was down. You know what I mean? So,
Yo,
that's why he started cripping. You know what I mean?
Like this one I don't understand about people, right? Why jump in front of a car? Like
Huh?
why do people protest and they want to jump in front of cars?
Oh, I don't know about that protesting. I ain't no protester, bro.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, why you going to protest and you want to jump in front of
It
a
was out
car?
there. I seen him protesting him early out in my city and shit. But
Yeah, over here in New York too.
I don't got nothing to do with that, Mikey.
No, I know what you mean, but I'm saying like they like to jump in front of the cars.
Yeah,
And get hit.
Bro, like, yo, man.
That's crazy.
Man, like a lot of shit that I just don't even pay attention to, bro.
No,
I don't give it no afterthought. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yeah, oh, okay, all right, and I'm off to the next. You know what I mean?
No, facts.
Fit, bro. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up, y'all. But listen, y'all let me know, man. Put it in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
Is this justifiable? Or, you know, we know it's not justifiable by law.
Nah, he got what
Go ahead,
was
take it
coming
home
for
and
him.
put it in your head, man, and rewind it and think about, put you in that man's shoes on both sides of the fence, and how would you react? And with that being said, Keeper, me and mine's Mikey, Theory, I appreciate y'all jumping in the building and fucking with me, yo. My opinion, Red Bone. Y'all have a great day. Rest of y'all night. It's the legend coming to you.